Hey guys, it's Rebecca Oberstadt. In today's video, we are playing Lost Oasis. Now, for some reason, I only recorded about 2 hours of gameplay on this game before the game had a hiccup and the recording software just up and stopped, and I forgot to turn it back on. So this is the character creation. I watched a video from the Lazy Peon, and I will leave his video linked down below, playing this game, and I thought it looked interesting, and Jason bought it for me for Valentine's Day, so we got to play this together. These are all the different like presets. This is basically a nomadic type game where there's very few like customization options, which I really don't care about that. I just want to make my character look as least ugly as possible. So yeah, and all the hairstyles have some sort of bedhead or dreads or like caveman-esque type hair. You should see what Jason has on his head. And it took us a bit, and we were talking through the Blizzard app, like the Blizzard launcher, so I don't think any of our sound recordings from us like talking back and forth recorded. I think it was just the gameplay that got recorded. So I am just going through the things, and now we're going to start. So I'm gonna let the game do some talking, and it takes forever for this game to load in, like absolutely forever for each of the scenes to load, for the game to load. It takes like 15 minutes for the game to load. I have no idea why it's so slow. Yeah, so here we go.
Do you remember what I had told you? If you find your close, you land in the Oasis. I will repeat all of it again in movie. It's sun here. It's sun here. I will consume this next. You have spent your entire life following the flood, and now you have made it. You will be taken to a the wastes. Survive and return to me. I have more to tell you.
So a lot of this is sped up ×2. I have detached the audio that was from the game, and I've tried to clear it up as best as I can. But you saw Jason add me to a clan so he can find me, and then just looking at the map, learning the controls for the game, learning what, you know, right click and left click does, that kind of thing, jump, which is the space bar, and you know what some of the game options are. So that's basically what I'm doing, going through. And of course, if you look on the left hand side of my screen, there is a there's something there that tells me, you know, what I have to do, what I have to build. And I'm just I was talking with Jason for a minute, so it basically says go and harvest stuff. You can only carry so much in this game before you're weighed down, and if you carry too much weight, you literally stop moving. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up a little bit more so you guys do not have to sit through an hour-long video.
Chew the cactus when you cannot find water. The taste is not so sweet, more like a bum rag.
If you look off into the distance, you see what looks like a monkey. And by the way, I was not close enough to hit that at first until I realized I was too far away. Avoid the monkeys at first. So if you do want to play this game, they can be quite mean. So there's that.
You will find all the knowledge on your journey. Bring it with you. The sand has swallowed many treasures.
Some of these parts I'm speeding up ×3. The sand bed is what you make in order to like sleep and rest and recover, and if you get knocked out, that's where you respawn. until you build your first walker. That's how you get around the desert, is by using a walker. I'm in a starting area, and if you notice, Jason's name is off to the side. See there, it shows up every now and again when I turn around. I'm just running around picking up everything I can, avoiding the monkeys, and then we find this cute little guy. Like, what the hell do I do with him? Whack, whack, thump, whack, thump. Okay, I killed it. Now what? And it says you have to attack it. In order to attack it to get hide, you have to move your mouse up and down in order to get it. But, you know, it took me a bit to figure that crap out. So, there's that. And you'll find, like, loot chests and boxes and stuff various places. And you're only... Some of these you collect once and then they disappear. Because I'm in a starting area, they don't disappear. They just kind of stay there. But it teaches you how to build all this stuff, and I'm just trying to figure out all the different like menus and crafting and that kind of stuff.
We are surrounded by wastes. One side of the earth is hot and barren. The other side is dark and covered in ice. The wilds are overrun with savages called Rupu. They watch you from the brush.
In the game, they have these Rupu things that are like little monkey creatures. Jason and I just refer to them as monkeys. That's what they look like to us. Little mean monkeys with anger issues. And they can't kill you. And the bad part about these is you can also attack each other on accident. When we're attacking the monkeys, we end up hitting each other. We've knocked each other out more than once doing it.
The Rupu are envious creatures, and their minds swim with toxins, making them cruel. Rupu once surrounded me on the Black Hills. They danced and ate the flesh of my companions, guzzling their psychedelic brew. There are patches of life in the waste called the Oasis. A mysterious energy flows through the soil. In the Oasis, plants spill over the sand where nothing is meant to grow. I have seen immense trees shoot up after a single rainfall.
Since Jason had started this game before me, he's a little bit further ahead of me than I am. So basically you just go through and you gather wood and fiber, which you get from bushes and rocks, and you're gonna need a whole lot of aloe. Or not aloe, the cactus, and there he is running by me. And now I'm learning how to make a cook stove, and I'm just, you know, I'm trying to speed this up so you can see everything I did without making it excruciatingly boring. But I don't like to cut out a whole lot because I want you to see everything I went through.
In the wastes, water can be more precious than worm seed. A stranded merchant traded me all his possessions for a bottle.
So I couldn't figure out how to get the water out of the cook stove and into the little water bottles that I had made. It took me a minute to figure it out. And of course I had to ask Jason, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? So basically you can double click things in your bag and put them in the stove. And what that does is it, will add it to your cook stove, and then you can shift click or control click depending on how many that you want to to get in there, like how many that you want, how many different stacks that you want to make. And here I'm just I'm the queen of harvesting. That's one of the things that I actually like doing in some of these types of games. I'm not real fond of survival games, but I'm figuring out. And when it's on that side of the map, you just double click it and it puts it in your bag. I don't know why I didn't figure that out. Here I'm trying to drop and drag it, and it takes me a minute, okay? And then, of course, if you leave wood in the stove, it just burns it up and turns into ash.
The flotilla is our last walking city, the center of the nomadic world. For those who do not ride the walker, it is the only refuge.
Okay, so since this is a starting area where I'm at, you're learning all of your like basic things. So let's go over those really quick. On the left-hand bottom, there's like 3 little moon symbols, which they have now changed to triangles. The blue is your water, the green is your stamina, and the red is your health. Then you have slot 1 and slot 2, which are your 2 weapons that you have like equipped at all times. And then you have the other slots next to those on the bottom of the screen, which you can put things like bandages, other weapons, anything that you have in your bag that you want to be able to switch to quickly. Those go there. Just gathering a whole bunch of things before I even build my walker. And the reason you need to build a walker is because you need to be able to get around the desert, and walking is not ideal.
If you return to the flotilla, you must ride the walker. It is written in the scrolls.
So I want to talk about the tech tree, which is this. You need fragments to unlock each of the different things that you unlock, and you pick those up by like killing Rupu and by unlocking like chests and stuff. And some of the other, occasionally you'll find like bags hanging that you can get those from, and then of course later on you end up needing like the shards, but I'll have to do that in another video. Now I'm in the middle of building my walker. You need a ton of resources to build your walker, which is why you see me running around grabbing as many things as I can, because you have to be able to make certain things for the walker, and the bushes give you fiber. Jason's already got his built. He built one before he even got over here to where I'm at, because he started in a different area, and each of the different things are lit up, and you have to do them in a specific order. So what's yellow is what I need to build next, and you have to constantly like move around this little guy in order to get it built. So my first walker is built. You have to use your tech tree to unlock each of these little components and parts and stuff. Like you unlock your walker and then your legs, and then later you unlock your wings. Gather as much as you can.
After I built the walkers, because there can be no rest. Keep only what you need. Abandon everything that cannot be carried.
So now that the walker is built, you have to put your cook stove and stuff on it, because of course you take that with you, because if not, you have no way to make water. And you can always, you know, make another cook stove if you need to. It doesn't take a whole lot of resources to do that. But just make sure you gather as many resources as you can, and you want to leave the starting area as close to level 20 as possible, but not after level 20. So I go and I explore the entire area. I build a bunch of things. I learn to make as many things as I can with the fragments that I have. And here I am packing things and putting it on my walker.
I have received visions too. I have seen nations settle on the floor of the earth, and when I looked up, the moon was whole.
So I'm gonna probably end up leaving this right about here. When you get into your tech tree, you want to make sure that anything that's like white like that, those are things that you can unlock. You really want to unlock your walker first, your tools like your weapons, building tools like your hatchet, and things like that. You want to unlock bandages, and later you'll unlock potions and stuff. But only unlock the things right now that you need to get out of this oasis and build up better weapons and stuff. Like your hatchet is your biggest thing that you need, and like a beater stick or something that you can use to defend yourself. Those are the main concerns with getting this started. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave this here, and cut this part and make this part 1. I will go into part 2 with what is still the rest of what's recorded, because there was 2 hours of footage that I had filmed, and then I ended up cutting a lot of this down to speeding it up, so that you'll see me moving at like a rapid pace. A lot of this is 2 times, some of it's 4 times. But this will give you like a start where you set up like how to go about these things, attacking things. You know, you can use your left mouse button to block, you use your right mouse button to you know, click to attack, using your mouse in different variations, whether it's up, down, side to side. Also depends on how you swing at things. But again, gather as much as you can. Leave the area before you're level 20, and yeah, kill as many Rupu as you can. But be careful, try not to take on more than you're able to at one time, and ask for help if you need it. I am Rebecca Oberstadt. This has been my initial first playthrough and setup and getting started on Last Oasis. I will leave the game linked down below. It was one that Jason bought me off of Steam. I will also leave the Lazy Peons videos linked down below as well that he did on this, that I watched. I was like, ooh, that looks neat. I never played like Monster Hunters or anything like that. I'm not really big into survival games. I'm really just an MMO person at heart. But this looked interesting, and so I decided I would play it, and playing it with Jason is fun. You have to be careful that there are clans once you get to the actual regular maps that people will attack you and steal your stuff. So just keep that in mind. Everything is fair game. You can attack each other in this game and kill each other. So you have to be careful with that as well. But just play, have fun, learn as you go. If you have questions, you can leave them down below. I will try and answer them as best I can. If I can't answer them, then you'll get a reply from Jason, because he also watches the videos and whatnot. He was there with me, and he knows a little bit more about this game than I do. This is just my initial playthrough, just some fun. This was the Valentine's Day gift that he got me besides the beautiful flowers, and I appreciate it. So let me know what you guys think down below. Leave your questions down below, and I will see you in part 2. Have a fantastic day or night wherever you are, and happy gaming.